Hello, hello. This is Jay Goddess of Jay Goddess Tarot, and welcome to my Kings and Queens series. Today, we're looking at the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, and you select the person that you either have a crush on who has one of these two energies, or a person that you're in a relationship with one of these two energies. So the way these readings work is I will channel messages from Spirit to find out the archetype of whomever you choose, the King of Wands or the Queen of Wands, the nature or the where you're currently at on the love and relationship journey, as well as some messages from the Ancestral Messages deck. And what comes out is two very clear messages when I pull cards for these types of readings. One specifically for those who have a crush on a person with this energy, and then messages for the person in a relationship with a person with this energy. Always remember, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And for all of my readings that haven't extended, this one definitely will. I tap into the sexual energy of your connection, whether you're in a relationship or with the potential of it if you just have a crush. Learn a little more about their Mars or Venus sign, what they could potentially be, and some additional advice from Spirit and inspiration to how to either pursue the connection or move forward in it if you're in a relationship. All of my extendeds are always posted on my Patreon, so please feel free to come and join the fam. We have a good time over there, rock out with the extended, some juicy readings that are, too hot for YouTube, and so much more. So without further ado, take a few deep breaths and we will get started. All right, so first we're looking at those of you who chose the King of Wands. So the two messages definitely came out clear here. This is for those who have a crush on the person with the King of Wands energy, and this pile over here is for those of you who are in a relationship with someone with your person who has the King of Wands energy. So let's start with the crush. So if you have a crush on this person, they may come off to you as an introvert, which is very interesting because King of Wands energy is fire energy. That is Aries sign, Leo sign, or Sagittarius sign. So think sun, moon, rising, or another strong sign in their chart, such as Mercury, Saturn, or Jupiter. Doesn't have to be, but those are usually the signs that can be very strong indicators. So even though they may seem introverted or they are introverted, they have a lot of fire in their soul. They have a lot of passion, let's say, and you may not see it at first glance because their fire or their passion may come out in a very distinct way. And when I moved further and I looked at what's the nature, or what would be the nature of your love and romance journey with this person, I got the gifts and offers card, which is telling me that this person kind of is crushing on you too. So whoever chose this pile and has a crush on a person with King of Wands energy, feeling that these feelings may be reciprocated. And then this is reinforced by the Ancestral Messages card. This is yes, 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 with exclamation points at the end of each one. And this lets me know that especially if they're an introvert, they may not be as bold as you are or as comfortable coming forward, but that doesn't mean they don't have interest in you. So if you're interested in this person, I would definitely say be mindful of the fact that they're an introvert, but they do have a lot of fire and passion in their soul. You just may not have seen it because you may not have seen them in that context. They could be, a passionate artist or dancer or singer, performer. They could be passionate about, a certain subject in school, so like science or something, or a hobby. You just may not have observed them in the context to know how passionate they are. But I am getting messages from Spirit that you probably have someone who has the same feelings towards you, and it likely would be pretty safe to move forward, but just be mindful that they are an introvert and you want to be tactful and mindful in your approach. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship with this person with King of Wands energy, it says Sage. That is the archetype for their personality, really, and how they're seen or how you view them. From the love and romance journeys oracle, I get Caution. So this tells me you see them or they are perceived as somebody who is wise, a little mysterious, and maybe slightly dangerous. So the energy I'm picking up is this is a newer relationship. This isn't a relationship that's been going on for a very long time. Take what resonates, leaves what doesn't. But they have this sage, energy to them. And if you notice this character in the picture, he has a sword, he has his hood on. He reminds me of, a professional wrestler I remember from long ago when I watched it, The Undertaker. He's a little intimidating, he's a little scary, but there's a lot of wisdom there. There's a lot of still waters run deep. is what just came up for me. So he's not loud. He doesn't draw, a crowd, but his presence speaks volumes when he's there. And Spirit is just saying, move forward with caution with this person. I'm not getting the sense of he is a danger to you per se, but I have a feeling there's a lot of unknowns about this person if you've recently gotten into a relationship with them. So you want to proceed with caution, trust your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, be mindful of that and trust that. Your safety is paramount and important, and don't put yourself in a situation that you may not be able to get out of, or that just would put you at a disadvantage in any way. I don't think this person would intentionally do that to you, but some of the things that they are engaged in, not necessarily illegal, but just some of the things that they're engaged in their life may put you in an uncomfortable spot, because I have a feeling it's very different from you, my viewer, who selected this pile. So your ancestral messages says, get out of your own way. It's upsetting me and your ancestors. I think this just goes back to listen to your intuition. Don't doubt. Don't allow somebody to gaslight you. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Trust your intuition and really proceed with caution. And this may not be a relationship. I'm also feeling that you, my viewer, may be younger than this person. And I mean, so say you're 18, 19 years old and they're like 30. They have so much more life experience than you. And you just may not be mature enough to be ready for what they have. Now, not saying that every 18 or 19-year-old is immature, or every 30-year-old has lived a hard life, but that age gap is pretty significant, and I use that because that is a pretty significant time of life where you go through a lot of transitions and changes, no matter what side of life you're on, the up and follow everything by the book, or whether you have come up on like a rougher side of life. There's a lot you learn in that 12-year gap, and it can make a significant difference. So this caution could also just be about, you may not be ready for this person. They just may be a little bit light years ahead of you, and it's okay to say, hey, you're a little too much for me. That's not for everyone, but take what resonates. But if that is for you, know it's okay to say, hey, I'm attracted to you. This relationship is new, but I don't think that this may be the best fit for me at this time. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Trust your gut, trust your intuition. It won't steer you wrong. So I hope you enjoyed that reading today. Please feel free to join me in the extended edition on my Patreon. I'm my Patreon fam and the tribe. We have a good time over there. You have exclusive readings, extended editions to all of my videos and that I post here on YouTube. And we're going to tap into a little more of the sexual connection that exists between the two of you, or what could potentially exist between the two of you if you are on the crush side, as well as get some information about their Mars and Venus sign. I might pull from the Charmies on this one just to see where they're at, and so much more. So, but if you don't decide to join me, I appreciate you joining me for today, and I'll see you in the next reading. All right, for those of you who selected the Queen of Wands, once again, when I pulled messages about the archetype, the nature of your love and romance journey, as well as ancestral messages, two distinct messages definitely did emerge. So let's start with the crush. So if you have a crush on this person, they may come off as have very strong water sign energy. So once again, Wands equals fire suit, represents a fire suit in astrology. So that would be an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. But they may come off with a lot strong water energy, which could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. They could have strong water in their charts. They could have just, we work a lot from emotion. It could be a multitude of things. But if you selected this pal and you're thinking specifically of someone with Queen of Wands energy, think about them having an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius in their sun, moon, rising, Mercury, Saturn, or Jupiter. Just some of the more major signs in someone's chart. And it doesn't have to be, but that could possibly be it. So the message from Spirit, if you have a crush on this person, is take a step back. And what I'm picking up for this energy is there's a lot to this person, and you want to know what you're getting into, is what I'm hearing. You want to understand what you're getting into. Take a step back and observe. Doesn't mean they're bad. Doesn't mean, it's a stop or go, whatever. Take a step back. Really think about it. Really be honest in your assessment of them, and don't just be led by your attraction to them about, would they potentially be someone worth pursuing in alignment with your goals, where you're at in life, etc. And then the messages from the ancestral deck are we love you. And what that is telling me is that your ancestors are going to support you, whatever decision you make, whether you decide to pursue this person or not. But it would be prudent and wise to take a step back, assess the situation, and understand is what you see from them, because if they have a strong fire energy but come up as a water sign, there's a lot of passion there, but there's a lot of emotion there. And you want to make sure that however that's represented in the person that you're thinking of when you selected this pile is a best fit for you, is in alignment with you. And nobody can decide that but you. So that is what I'm picking up for those of you who have a crush on the Queen of Wands energy. Now let's move over to those of you who are in a relationship with this Queen of Wands energy. The archetype represented here is star-crossed. So I'm saying that you could potentially be star-crossed lovers, meaning your astrological charts, there's a lot of squares and oppositions and things of that nature. This could also be represented by a good bit of disagreement, potential feuding or arguments. It may not be that serious, but just misunderstandings and communication styles. That could be it too. You two could just run into a lot of mismatches in communication styles, and that could come off as, seeming star-crossed. And then where you are in your love and romance journey, when I pulled from that deck, is tired and standing. So you two are together is what I'm picking up, but you're kind of tired. You need to probably assess the relationship as a whole while you're in the relationship. And if you both want to remain in the relationship, which I'm getting that you do from this card, it's like I'm leaning on you for support, and here I offer my back for strength. I feel that you both want to be in the relationship, but there are going to have to be some positive changes. Communication is coming up for me as the main one. Interaction, maybe boundary setting with one another and with the people around you, in order for this relationship to move forward in a positive way, in a fruitful way for both of you, in a way that's healthy. And then the ancestral messages came out. You can play the game, but remember to not show others your hand. I get the sense there's a lot of game playing or a lot of tit for tat that's going on in this relationship. And that is a behavior that's not necessarily conducive to the healthiest or the most sustainable relationship. So if you are doing this tit for tat game playing thing, take a step back, talk to one another. Well, first assess within yourself, is that the type of relationship you want? If this, applies to you, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not, then you need to really assess what you do want from this connection, because I feel that you two actually are pretty passionate about each other, actually want to be together. But you need to assess how you're going about it, how it's working out. And if you're playing games, if you're doing things to kind of purposely rile one another, trigger each other, really assess if there's a better way to approach things, because I'm pretty sure there is. So I'm feeling that there needs to be just a lot of work on this relationship. I feel that the passion is there and the desire is there, but I feel some of the habits and the interactions aren't the best, aren't the most conducive to growth, long-term longevity, and prosperity. So, and I also get the sense that you two could be very young, like high school students or something. So you haven't yet reached that point of maturity where you are able to have maybe more fruitful interactions, and that's okay. It's not a bad thing, but just recognize where you're at in the connection, and maybe some of your habits and your interactions aren't the healthiest. So this is what I'm picking up for you, for those of you who selected the Queen of Wands, for either if you have a crush on the person or you're in a relationship with this Queen of Wands energy. Please feel free to join me in the extended over at my Patreon account and my Patreon tribe. Please come join the fam, where I post all the extended to the videos I post here on YouTube. There I will tap into the sexual energy of this connection, whether you're in the connection or the potential of the sexual energy of this connection if you have a crush on this person. And I'll also pull some charmies. I'll also see what their Mars or Venus sign could potentially be, and get some more advice from Spirit on how to move forward as either the crush or in a relationship. If not, then I will see you all in the next reading, and I really appreciate you joining me. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. J Goddess with J Goddess Tarot, signing off for now.